The more invisible I become, the more death I have to endure. In a different scene at the Lone City military camp, Chow Mu thought to himself, Hai Si-yuan asked me to be a fake reinforcement, which is undoubtedly just a mirage to quench thirst. I have to find a way to help them leave. This place is probably enveloped in a barrier. Those ghost soldiers during the day were also created by magic, and the lost souls all went in one direction. There must be someone manipulating things behind the scenes. I have to find this mastermind. Suddenly, a slash swiftly cut the candle's light, and a sword pointed at Chow Mu's neck. Master Lu Yanbei said, "Liar, what is your purpose here?" Chow Mu replied, "It is you. I think I saw you during the day. You called me a liar. What is your proof?" Master Lu Yanbei said, "Cut the nonsense. Not to mention, the great Yan Emperor would not dare challenge the immortals. Even if the great Yan Emperor was insane, why would he send an old man like you as a vanguard?" Chow Mu thought to himself, he is actually an outsider like me. There is actually another martial artist who could enter the Lone City. Chow Mu said, "Fine, I will tell you who I am." Chow Mu suddenly pressed against the floor, then kicked Master Lu Yanbei and said, "But you have to beat me first." Master Lu Yanbei managed to block Chow Mu's attack and said, "You have good form. In that case, let me experience it." He jumped toward Chow Mu, then attacked with multiple slashes. Chow Mu used his skill, Qing Shadow Steps. He evaded Master Lu Yanbei's attacks and jumped behind him. Master Lu Yanbei turned to look, then attacked again. Chow Mu evaded all of the slashes. Master Lu Yanbei thought to himself, what a fast movement technique. No, his own speed far surpasses that of ordinary martial artists. Master Lu Yanbei said, You are just dodging. Is this what you call a fight?" Chow Mu replied, "Are you getting impatient at this old man's swift movements?" Master Lu Yanbei said, How can an old man have such swift movement? Could it be that you are actually a young man, but using an advanced disguise technique?" Chow Mu said, As he evaded another attack, he shouted, "An opening! I have got you!" Chow Mu charged his fist and used his skill, Ripple Wave Force, First Wave. Master Lu Yanbei barely managed to block it. Master Lu Yanbei thought to himself, such fierce power. Compared to his movements, his chi and blood are even more outrageous. His strength does not decrease after an attack. Instead, it increases. Chow Mu used his skill again, Second Wave, Ripple Wave Force. Master Lu Yanbei thought, what kind of technique is this? No way. His chi is still getting stronger. Chow Mu unleashed another skill, Ripple Wave Force, Third Wave. His fist shot forward at great speed. Master Lu Yanbei saw the light as the hit landed, sending him flying, sliding, and breaking his sword. Master Lu Yanbei said, "The amount of internal energy cannot be faked. This is skill honed over time. It can only be accumulated through long years. But your movement skill is like a young man's. How did you do it?" Chow Mu said, "What this old man practices is the new martial Dao of today." Master Lu Yanbei drew another sword from his back and said, "New martial Dao? Interesting. Then I want to learn more." As Chow Mu said, happy to oblige. Suddenly, Hai Si-yuan said, "Master Lu, I was wondering why there was such a commotion so late at night. Master Lu, why are you here? And why are you fighting with Master Chow?" Master Lu Yanbei said, "Apologies, Captain Hai. There are some things I need to verify myself." Hai Si-yuan said, "You are talking about Master Chow pretending to be a reinforcement, right?" "Actually, I asked him to do it." Master Lu Yanbei said, "I figured as much." Then he looked at Chow Mu and said, "I, Lu Yanbei, have offended you. Please forgive me, old Master Chow." Chow Mu said, "It is okay. Since Master Lu has already guessed the reason, were you personally testing my skills? And you did not expose me publicly during the day. You also hoped the soldiers and civilians would be at ease, correct?" Master Lu Yanbei said, "I can trust the person Captain Hai believes in. Everyone finally has a little hope. I really could not bear to shatter it. Sir, your martial prowess is exceptional. I admire it. However, it is ultimately difficult to resolve this Lone City's crisis. This act can only make them happy for a while before they die." Hai Si-yuan said, "But it is better than spending their final days waiting for death in despair." Chow Mu said, "So what if it is an act, just defeating the ghost soldiers? Is that not enough?" Hai Si-yuan said, "Old Master Chow, you can fool others, but do not fool yourself. Every month, ghost soldiers attack the city. Next time, with these remaining soldiers and their dwindling morale, I am afraid it will be the final battle. Moreover, who knows how many ghost soldiers will come next time? Even if you can fight 100 men alone, 2 fists are no match for 4 hands." Chow Mu said, "One person. S abilities might be limited, but I heard there is a hidden expert in this lone city. Have you heard of the Sword Immortal? Hai Siwan said, Master Lu Yanbei remained silent. Chao Mu said, judging by your reactions, you two know him? Master Lu Yanbei said, to be frank, the Sword Immortal's name is Lu Yanbei. He is my younger brother. Hai Siwan said, old Master Chao, although the Sword Immortal is strong, he is a cold-hearted man. There is no hope of getting his help. 20 years ago, before General Li Chang'e died, he begged him to act, but he did not budge. He just watched as our soldiers died in battle. In the 30 years he has been in the lone city, his sword has never been drawn. To this day, he still hides in his residence, refusing to take even half a step outside. The Sword Immortal said, after so many years, I still cannot escape this city in my heart. Ah Zhen, I am ashamed to let you see what I have become. As he carved a doll at night, the next day. Since ancient times, being sentimental has always led to regret. Good dreams are always the easiest to wake from. 30 years in a flash, beauty fades with a snap of the fingers. You must be old now too. I only regret that my skills are limited. I dare not carve your eyes, dare not capture all your beauty. Chao Mu said, this. Your younger brother is so affectionate? Master Lu Yanbei said, Master Chao, please come inside with me first. Chao Mu entered and was shocked and confused, saying, huh? As he saw multiple sexy lady figures around. The Sword Immortal said, big brother, long time no see. Why are there always old men around you? Can you not bring a beauty for once? As he rested on the lap of a sexy, beautiful lady figure. Master Lu Yanbei said, did you not say you do not dare carve their eyes? Why do you not show them what you look like now? Chao Mu said to himself, this is the Sword Immortal? He looks like an otaku obsessed with figurines. The Sword Immortal said, big brother, my feelings for them are genuine. It is just that my heart broke long ago, shattered into many pieces, and each piece fell in love with a different person. As he held the back of a sexy figure, the Sword Immortal added, you cannot slander the genuine feelings between me and them just because you were not as popular as I was when you were young. Master Lu Yanbei said, I was not unpopular. I was just focused on studying the way of the sword, unlike you who indulged yourself. Chao Mu said to himself, aside from a good-looking face that hides his age, this person shows no trace of a banished immortal. I cannot gauge his true strength. People like this are either really weak or unbelievably strong. The ghost soldiers are attacking. To defend the city, this person is essential. We need to find a way to make him act. Chao Mu said, strange. You do not even have a sword in hand, yet you call yourself the Sword Immortal. Is that not laughable? The Sword Immortal took out his carving tool and said, the older you are, the more experienced you are. How can swords compare to this carving knife in my hand? Now I have no sword in hand, and no sword in heart. I have long surpassed my big brother's wooden sword peerless realm. Chao Mu said, what did he say? Translate. Can you translate? Master Lu Yanbei said, it means he has no sword in hand, and has also lost the spirit and fighting will of a swordsman in his heart. Chao Mu said, is that not just completely giving up? Master Lu Yanbei sighed and said, 30 years ago, he inexplicably disappeared. I searched everywhere for him. A year ago, he was tricked into this lone city by disciples of the great Tao sect. Only then did I learn he had become like this. Chao Mu said, but as far as I know, he had a 10-year agreement with the martial saint and later lost the duel to him. Master Lu Yanbei said, what? There was such a thing? Anan, could it be that you have been injured ever since your battle with the martial saint back then? Is that why you pretended to be depressed and refused to act all this time? The Sword Immortal said, no, I never went to the duel at all. I had no intention of practicing the martial saint's spirit technique. But the martial saint was very serious, so I just nodded casually. I am just a wandering martial artist. I cannot bear the burden of saving the world. That martial saint fellow came from the imperial military, harbors ambitions for the world, and wants to overreach himself, while I just want to look after myself. Master Lu Yanbei raised his sword and said, a great hero serves their country and the people. How can you say such nonsense? As Chao Mu held Master Lu Yanbei back, he said, so, you chickened out? And hid in this lone city. The Sword Immortal carved into the huge chest of a figurine and said, old man, do not try to provoke me. Do you think I care about such a clumsy provocation? Chao Mu said to himself, he really is just a stubborn slacker who will not listen to any reason. As Chao Mu looked around at the beautiful figurines, he thought, but it is not perfect. Chao Mu said, The sword immortal's widespread affections are enviable. It is a pity he is powerless, only knowing how to carve statues of beauties here and sigh in despair. Suddenly, the sword immortal stopped carving. He slowly looked at Qiao Mu and said, "Who are you calling powerless, you stinky old man?" Qiao Mu suddenly grabbed Master Lu Yanbei and said, "Do not be angry. It is normal not to be overwhelmed by all this affection. Luckily, I have a secret manual, which is at the top of today's martial arts. I guarantee you will stand tall and firm facing countless beauties." Master Lu Yanbei removed Qiao Mu's hands from his shoulder and said, "Modern techniques or ancient techniques, you can use that nonsense to fool the bumpkins who have never left this city. Trying to fool me, the number one under heaven? You really do not take me seriously." Qiao Mu said, "In that case, let me demonstrate." Then Qiao Mu thrust his iron dong technique into a nearby figurine. The sword immortal was shocked and his eyes nearly popped out as he exclaimed, "Shaoxu, you shameless old geezer, I will end you." As he choked Qiao Mu said, "Cough, cough, do not be hasty." "Look." The sword immortal was shocked again. He saw a huge hole in the backside of the figurine. Qiao Mu suddenly declared, "This is the 9 provinces modern iron crotch martial art. At high levels, it is not only a hard technique, iron rock solid, but can move straight forward at will, striking the enemy's core. Sword immortal, you master sword techniques. But if you master this sword, it will help you reach the pinnacle." The sword immortal said, "This iron crotch technique aligns with the path of a gentleman and fits my sword Dao. It is extraordinary. It seems I have underestimated the heroes of the world. The modern 9 provinces techniques are truly impressive." As Qiao Mu and the sword immortal grabbed each other's hands in agreement, their aura lit up like the sun as they shouted, "My Dao is not lonely." Master Lu Yanbei, confused and sweating, said, "What are you guys so fired up about?" Qiao Mu said, "It seems the sword immortal is quite fond of this hard technique. Then I shall pass it on to you today." The sword immortal replied, "Thank you, Brother Qiao. From now on, you are my sworn brother." Qiao Mu said, "Good. Since we are sworn brothers, we should settle accounts clearly." As they stopped holding each other's hands, Qiao Mu said, "A brother would not just take my secret manual for free, right? Brother, do you want the iron crotch technique? Then promise you will help me save the lone city and leave this forsaken place together." The sword immortal replied, "Oh, just this. I refuse." He suddenly sat down and said, "I refuse." Master Lu Yanbei asked, "What is the reason this time? Do you not want this iron crotch technique anymore?" The sword immortal said, "I want it." Master Lu Yanbei said, "Then make your move." The sword immortal said, "I will not." Master Lu Yanbei asked again, "Do you not want the technique anymore?" The sword immortal replied, "I want it." Qiao Mu thought to himself, the sword immortal entered the lone city 30 years ago. His strength might be comparable to the current martial saint. Did someone trap him in this lone city? Why is he staying here? Is he looking for a beating? Probably not. Qiao Mu said aloud, "Is it that you will not leave and will not help? Or is it that you cannot leave and cannot help?" He thought to himself, "He is too easy to read. I hit the nail on the head. In that case, there is still room to negotiate. First, let us get something from him. Let us get something else." Qiao Mu whispered to the sword immortal, "As your elder brother, I will not make things difficult for you. If you will not help, and you still want this iron crotch technique, then trade your own ultimate technique for it." Qiao Mu said to himself, "I, Xiao Shuangxin, never leave empty-handed." The sword immortal took out a scroll and raised it, saying, "Big brother, it is just a mere ultimate technique. Why trouble yourself to personally come and ask for such a trivial thing? Whatever you want, I will give it to you." Qiao Mu thought to himself, "I prefer your rebellious look from just now." Master Lu Yanbei silently watched them and shook his head. Qiao Mu asked, "Brother, why is there a sign in your backyard?" The sign read, "No entry." The sword immortal replied, "This yard just has some unfinished stone lumps, nothing worth showing to outsiders. Big brother, let us continue discussing martial arts." Qiao Mu was shocked. A few moments later, Qiao Mu asked, "So, you have not been in that backyard either?" Master Lu Yanbei replied, "I also find it strange. If they were just ordinary female statues, he would not need to hide them." Suddenly he noticed something and exclaimed, "Could it be? Brother Qiao, do you think maybe he is quietly lying low, and the backyard actually has 1,000 treasured swords buried, waiting for the day he emerges to slay immortals?" Qiao Mu, thinking of the figurine, said, "It could also be statues of his female confidant, the kind without clothes." Master Lu Yanbei replied, "Brother Qiao speaks reasonably. However, Brother Qiao's trip this time probably was not in vain." Qiao Mu looked at him, confused. Master Lu Yanbei said, Although I do not know the full story, my younger brother was already an immortal-like figure at a young age. My entire swordsmanship was guided by him. He was never a lazy person. No matter what others say, I still believe he will wield his sword again one day. Thank you, Brother Chow, for bringing him back to life. Please, Brother Chow, stay for a while longer. Chow Mu replied, Great minds think alike. However, brother, are there usually no people on the streets at this time? Master Lu Yanbei responded, It is not usually like this. A man in the crowd said, Why is Great Yan's reinforcement such an old man? Another said, I do not have anything against old soldiers. After all, this city has been defended by old soldiers until now. Master Lu Yanbei sighed and said, Although Captain Hai vouches for you, because he is anxious for the city's people, his judgment might not be accurate. Noisy. It is inevitable that some people will be suspicious. If you are the only one here, I am afraid in a few days there will be more questioning voices. Chow Mu said, I already thought about this. Leave it to me. Master Lu Yanbei looked confused. At the Lone City military camp, people gathered. A boy said, Captain Hai, since you have gathered us, please tell us the truth. Are there really reinforcements? Hai Siyuan replied, Everyone rest assured. I have already verified Master Chow's identity. There is no mistake. Another said, But why did the court take so long to send someone? And it is an old man. Chow Mu suddenly arrived and asked, Is Zhang Ada here? Zhang Ada stepped forward and said, Master, this old man is here. Chow Mu said, There is a letter for you. Zhang Ada took the letter and asked, Who would send a letter to a wretched old man like me? Chow Mu replied, Shu Dongxing. Shu Dongxing stepped forward and said, Here, it is me. Suddenly, Zhang Ada was shocked and exclaimed, This is... He trembled while holding the letter, dropped his cane and shouted, It is a letter from my wife. He cried as snot ran from his nose. The others were stunned. As Chow Mu handed out the letters, Shu Dongsheng said, It is my mother's handwriting. It is a letter from my home. The others rushed to Chow Mu asking, Lord, is there one for me? Wang Hu, I was here first. I am Zhao Laifu. Lord, has my younger sister gotten married? One soldier said, This. Chow Mu replied, Do not rush, do not rush. Lin Mao shouted, Wah! My second uncle, he passed the exam and became a scholar. Father, did you hear? Our family has a scholar now. Chow Mu continued to hand over letters to Song Lai Bao, Guo Wulang, Han Tianyu, Ma Delang. Lai Bao said, My wife is sick and dying. She said she will continue waiting for me down below. Chow Mu continued distributing letters to Feng Liu Chu, Wu Shui Sheng. A soldier said to Xiao Pao, What? Remarried? Good that she remarried. Do not wait for me. Chow Mu continued to hand out letters to Wang Yukat and Lugu Sheng, Sao Anyu Dong Shizu, Dong Luxu, Chun Sheng Zhang Baijan, Chen Zhuan Wang Shubian, Liu Duanyun, Gao Leishi Zhou Guanjia, Julian Gizhang Wan Zhang Shubang Zui, Mai Zhang Tijian Wang Heng Dao, Zhao Shuli Sangguan Zhou Pojun, Chen Yi Biao Wu Zifeng Zheng Changsun, Feng Yong Feng Hu Rongxi, Pei Wen An Yi Shui Jun Dan Yingzuan, Kai Wen Hao Wu Shu Shu Vin Rong, Qian Yifan, Zhu Yidu Lu Shangchu, Dongping and Hesiwan watched the people cry as they received their letters. Chow Mu suddenly called out Captain Hai. Hai Siyuan turned back. Chow Mu handed him a letter. Hai Siyuan trembled as he received it and immediately burst into tears, snot running down his nose. Chow Mu turned around and looked at the sunset and said, I have received orders. Then he turned back to the people and said, To go home together with you. Everyone was stunned. They all shouted together, Oh, going home, we are going home. Master Lu Yanbei watched from the top of the wall. He trembled and cried, saying, Old Master Chow, you have changed the Lone City. Thank you so much for watching. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to help me grow my channel. Your support means the world to me. Don't forget to leave a comment below. I love hearing from you. Let's keep the conversation going and get those analytics buzzing. Until next time, take care.